again, I do recommend having someone hold the foal for you for that first time or two, just to make sure that they can help balance them if they can't quite get their feet right. So we've done lots of prep with him. We've picked up his feet, we've rubbed his legs. Now I'm going to get him used to the tools and having his foot in the cradle. So I'm just going to pick it up, rest it in, pick it out. And Anna's just going to help him. If he starts to lean one way or the other, she's going to help balance him. She stands on the opposite side of where I am for the trimming to support him. And it also kind of eliminates one of the wrong answers, which is move away from me. You can do it with the wall to an extent, but the wall can't help balance him the same way as a person. So if you get a real pinch, you can put them up against a wall, but I'd much rather have a person there that can help me out. So I'm just going to give him a quick little trim here. Again, we don't recommend trimming your own foals unless you have experience doing so. We've been doing this for quite a while now, taken lots of courses, lots of training. But you definitely want to get them prepped for the farrier so that when it does come time to trim their feet, it's no big deal. So he's never had these tools on his own feet before. He's been next to his mom when I was trimming her feet, but otherwise he hasn't been exposed to them. But all that prep work beforehand helps him out so that he can be brave for all these new experiences. So that's one foot done on the bottom. I'm going to wait for him to relax, set it down. Then I'm going to move on to the back foot. And ask him to pick up that leg. Again, stretching it back and resting it in the cradle is a new feeling for them. So just go slow, be patient with them. I like to use my knee to kind of block their fetlock a little bit so that it kind of helps hold their foot in place. If he gets worried at all, then I'll just go to picking up his foot and getting him comfortable with that again. And then I can go to using the cradle. Adjust the height here a little bit because it's a little high for him. Make it a little bit more comfortable for him. When he's fidgeting, I just hold and wait. I don't try to do anything with him when he's fidgeting. I gotta wait for him to relax. So again, get that relaxation before you move on. I'm just doing a very light trim here, but I do feel it's important to get these babies' feet trimmed early on because they're growing so much, and if there's any imbalances, it can really affect them. So get them going nicely here with the farrier, getting those feet cared for right from the start, and it's just going to set them up for lifelong success. Most of our horses, we can just go out in the field and trim them at complete liberty. We don't even have to halter them, and they just stand there quite nicely because they've all been exposed to this from a young age. Just want him to relax. He's tipping that hip towards me a little bit. I'm going to get Anna to put her hand on his hip just to balance him because he's leaning away, so I want to kind of block him that way so he can stay more balanced. I'm just waiting for him to relax here. Once he relaxes, I can finish, and then I can put his foot down. See how he's tipping so much away from me on that hind end? That's where your handler comes in and they balance the baby for you. Good boy. We're going to spin him around, do his other side. I'm just going to pick up the foot, set it on the cradle. You might have to play with the height of the cradle a little bit, but again, your farrier is going to know where to put it and where their leg's going to be most comfortable. Clean him up really good. He's just getting a quick little clean out here by his bars. Again, not doing a whole lot. But I want to make sure that he's staying balanced so that as he grows, he can grow balanced. If they get off and their heels are high or their toes are long, that's going to affect their movement and their growth. So a lot of people wait until their foals are 6 months or older to do their feet for the first time, but we like to do them as close to a month as possible. And then we do them once a month basically. From here on out, we always kind of stick to a 4-week trim if we can, because in that way if there are any issues with their feet, we can stay on top of it. We don't kind of let things build and get worse. And then you have kind of a nightmare to fix. And it also just gets them used to being handled a lot. Not a big deal to have their feet done. Again, each farrier is going to have their own method and style and stuff, but if you practice picking up their feet and hold them up, build it up so that you can hold them up easily for a minute, and they don't fuss and fight you, this becomes so much easier. They're comfortable with it, they're comfortable with your hands on their legs, so they don't get panicked about the cradle, they don't get panicked, having something touch them, having to rest their leg there. Once he's all done on the bottom, we're going to get him used to stretching his leg forward. Do the toe. I'm going to pick it up, slowly stretch forward, because again, this is a new feeling. He doesn't do this often, but it's something you can practice with them. Just pick up their leg, hold it forward. Just going to give him a nice little rasp around the toe. If he's fidgeting, I just wait till he relaxes. Once he's relaxed, then I can continue. So I'm just going to make sure I can stretch that leg forward again to make sure he's not going to think about pulling back. That's not the answer. The answer is just put it up here and rest it. I can pretend I'm rasping it just so he kind of gets a little bit of a feeling of having it done. Good boy. Set it down. Do his back one. Again, this is a weird feeling for him. He's got to kind of stretch it up in an awkward position, so just go nice and slow. Nice little rasp. Set it down. I'm going to spin them around and finish them up. And I'm going to make sure that he's comfortable stretching this leg forward. It's a weird feeling for him. You just pick it up, move it nice and slow. Set it on. Again, they have to kind of trust you a little bit too, because they have to put a bit of weight maybe on the stand, trust that it's going to hold them. Move the back one, just pick it up nice and slow, set it on. Give it a little rasp. That's how I pretty much expect all my hoof trims to go with these guys. It's simple, it's easy, they're not stressed, because we've done all the work beforehand. We've got them used to picking up their feet, we've got them used to being handled, we've got them used to, seeing the tools, seeing the mare get done, and that just really sets them up for success. Good boy.